Namaste. Welcome once again to the Madhyasth Darshan English channel. It is with a deep sense of gratitude towards Shree A Nagraj, the propounder of Madhyasth Darshan, that we bring these presentations and videos to you. My name is Sanjeev Chopra. I live in New Delhi with my wife, two daughters and father. I am basically an electronics engineer by qualification and did reasonably well in the professional world. However, as my career progressed and as years passed by, I could easily and clearly feel that there is something amiss in life. And honestly, it was very difficult to figure out what was not going right. To the people around me, it looked like I was leading a very happy and successful life, but within me, I could sense unfulfillment and incompleteness. I was not as happy as others thought I was, and that was clearly visible to me. And thus began my search for answers. In this pursuit, in 2012, I came in touch with Madhyasth Darshan, or co-existential philosophy as we call it in English. Madhyasth Darshan is the result of original exploratory research by Shree A Nagraj of Amarkantak in India. He has positioned it as vikalp, or the alternative to idealism and materialism, and that is the way we also position it. As my understanding started developing, I reached the conclusion that Madhyasth Darshan offers a right model of leading a happy and fulfilling life, not only to me but to all human beings. And thus I resigned from my last job in HCL Technologies in 2014 and continue to develop my own understanding of Madhyasth Darshan since then. As such, our presentations here are in our capacity as students of Madhyasth Darshan. As more and more educational institutions and people in general in the last few years are agreeing to adopt the content of Madhyasth Darshan in their curriculum and in their lives, I joined my friends who were already conducting workshops on this content for the past 2 or 3 decades. Madhyasth Darshan philosophy was originally presented by Shree A Nagraj in Hindi language, but encouraged by the positive response received so far, our team felt that this content needs to be presented in other languages too, including English. With this in mind, we bring to you recording of a 3-day workshop at Visvesvaraya Technological University or VTU in Belagavi in southern India. This workshop was conducted in June 2019 with the title Universal Human Values for the faculty members of engineering colleges. English was the primary language of the workshop. The workshop was for 3 full days, but we have completely edited out the opening ceremonies and large part of the closing ceremonies and some other parts not directly relevant to the main content. The remaining content, overall amounting to around 8 hours, where the philosophy is presented and explained to the participants, has been divided into 5 videos of around 1.5 hours each, give or take a few minutes. That's what we plan to present to you in this series of 5 videos. I wish to emphasize that it is only an introductory workshop. It just gives a glimpse of the content of Madhyasth Darshan. If you find it relevant, you will want to understand it more deeply. The content covers the whole existence, including us as individual human beings, our families, society, and nature, and a role in all of this. You will appreciate that justice can't be done to such a vast content in just a few hours. So please feel free to reach out to us if you want to understand it more. If you are new to Madhyasth Darshan, it's not a cause of worry. All of the over 100 participants in the workshop were new to Madhyasth Darshan when the workshop started. The clarity will come as we go along. That's what the workshop is for. So with this introduction, let's go over to the workshop. Over to video number 1. What we are doing is that human values, now when we talk about human values, The main thing is values appear to be changing from place to place and from person to person. Okay. We have Indian values, we have Western values, we have Gujarati values, we have South Indian values, we have North Indian values, right? So, if values keep on changing from place to place and geography to geography, then how do we handle values? I mean, if I am born in North India and studied and did my education in North India, and I am brought up with North Indian values, and then I come and start working in Karnataka. Now, people here follow South Indian values, and South Indian values are different than North Indian values. How do we manage? Okay, this is one of the dilemmas we actually face as parents, as well as working people, and as faculty members, that how to handle this. So here what we are saying is universal human values. Okay. So there are three different words here: universal human values. So what we will do is today itself, we will settle what do we mean by universal. Today itself, we will try to settle what do we mean by values. And by tomorrow, we will settle what do we mean by a human being. We think that what is to be settled about what do we mean by a human being. We all know what is a human being. But let me tell you, this is the most interesting part of the whole workshop. Give me a few hours, 4 or 5 hours, and you will come to know that you do not know yourself. Right now we think that we know ourselves, okay? But believe me, in 4 or 5 hours, you will conclude that you did not know yourself. And that was one of the basic problems that we had. Yes. I was introduced in the morning as a resource person from AICTE. Okay? So I am a resource person selected by AICTE. I do not work in AICTE. I am not a consultant to AICTE. I do not charge any money for conducting this workshop on behalf of AICTE. I am basically an electronics engineer. I started my career in 1984 with Indian Space Research Organization. Okay. So I worked for 10 years in ISRO. Okay, probably some of you can also relate with what I am telling you. Like you are working in all institutions. Okay. From outside, many people may be envying your lifestyle. क्या बढ़िया, faculty in engineering colleges. But you honestly see in yourself many times you feel frustrated by working. Is it correct? Yes. No, very honestly, I have not met any of you earlier. You have not met me earlier. Okay, the only person whom I met before today was Mr. Basura, whom I met yesterday. Okay, I don't know anybody, you personally, but what I know, that you are human beings, and you live in this society, and you have your families. I know how the society is today, and I know how the families are today. Okay, that there are certain good things which we sort of cherish in our families and we enjoy in our societies, but there are certain painful areas also which we have and we do not know what to do about that. Right or wrong? Very honestly, very straightforward, I am opening the discussion with you. So when I was working in those multinationals and people used to say to their children, Sanjeev Chopra जैसा बंदा, मेरे को लगता था यार मेरे जैसा मत बंदा. Life is something more beautiful than the way I am living it today. How it can be that beautiful, I do not know. Yeah, I may be getting a fancy package, I may be taking 3 or 4 trips abroad every year. That may look very good. Okay? लेकिन वो अंदर से जो मजा आता है ना, वो नहीं आता. सवेरे उठ के, they should be feeling, yes, I am going to my workplace. Yes, I am going to my office. I mean, now, what is our feeling? Another day at office. Okay? So that means life is not beautiful. If life was beautiful, like many times we want to go home because we love our homes. Home is better than office. Okay? Sometimes we want to run away from home also. तो जाए कहाँ? Okay? So what is that beauty in life which we always aspired in our childhood when we were growing up? We thought that we'll grow up and life will be beautiful, and then we grow up and it doesn't turn out to be so beautiful as we wanted it to be, and we don't know what to do about it. We don't even know what the problem is. This course handles all that. This workshop handles all that. Without, do you have, how many of you are from Belagavi itself? How many of you are staying in the hostel?
No, the forest workshop or?
How many of you have come from outside Belagavi to attend this workshop? Yeah. So those who have come from outside Belagavi, I assume that most of you are staying in the hostel. Some of you may be staying with friends or some family members. Some of you may be having friends and family members, and some of you are locals here. Without consulting the organizers, I am giving you an open offer. If you think that the next 3 or 4 hours which we spend in the afternoon today are good enough, they touch you, they touch your life, you think that this content, forget AICTE, forget my college, forget the induction program, I need it for my own family, for myself, then you are free to bring your family members also. If some of you who are in change of is it okay, sir? Okay. See, I assume if 5 or 10 more people will come, nothing will happen. They can sit here, they can have. If you please consult Mr. Baswala because there are some things he has to also prepare. But 5 or 10 people will come, no problem. So what I'm trying to say is, we are sitting in seat, we are holding responsible position, but there are certain gap areas in our life which we do not understand how to fill. This course handles that. Okay. So this is what we will do. We are very close to the lunch break. So we have set the foundation right. 1 or 2 things I want to settle again in the sense before we go for break. Which is the preferred language for this workshop? How many of you are comfortable in Hindi and English both? Okay. How many of you are not comfortable in English? Everybody is comfortable. How many of you are not comfortable in Hindi? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now, when you say not comfortable means you do not understand Hindi at all, or you cannot understand it like some of it you can understand, some of it you cannot understand. How many of you do not understand Hindi at all? Sir, you have it. So, देखो क्या होगा? This basic philosophy, it is written in Hindi. So me and most of my friends, we conduct these workshops in Hindi. and we are very comfortable doing it in Hindi, there are certain words which when we try to translate from one language to the other, the essence is lost out. You must have also seen some things you know in Kannada, something you know in Tamil, you try to translate it in English, you know, you are struggling to translate it. Does it happen? Yes. So same thing here. I will largely follow English, बीच बीच में हिंदी भी बोल दूंगा. ठीक है? So wherever some basic concepts are coming, where some appropriate word is there in Hindi or some explanation is there in Hindi, or for my own comfort, sometimes I will shift to Hindi. We will try to keep the language of the workshop as English. ठीक रहेगा? इसमें चलेगा? Got it. बहुत बढ़िया. So let's have a break, and before we go further, see, I'll say one thing here, and then we'll continue our discussion for a few minutes what we had earlier in the morning, and we'll jump to the next topic after that. See, all of us live at 4 levels. We live at the level of family. First, we live at our living at 4 levels. Self, family, society, nature. When I say this, is it acceptable to everybody, or like you think that there is something else also in our lives? We live at individual levels, right? Then we live in families. Then we live in, and then this earth is ours, so the whole nature, we live in that also. Now, let me begin with the question here, that since our childhood or since our parents' childhood, because our parents also tell us their stories, or our elders, at all these 4 levels, how things have changed in the last 50-70 years, or since your childhood or since previous generation? Have things become better? Have things become worse? What are the things which have become better? What are the things which have become worse? If there will be some sharing from you, then we will take it forward. They have become far better. Not better, actually, not better. Okay. What is not better? Due to?
Micro family, elders caring is not there, sir.
Independent. Okay. So at which level things have gone bad? Family? So you are talking about the family level. Okay. Okay. So family level things have gone down. That is what your feeling is. So others can also say their feelings. And not only for family, for others also, for other levels also, like at this level of society, how things are, at the level of nature, how things are. Some people can share, then we can go forward.
Sir.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, economy, scarcity economy, like our grandparents or my parent used to tell that it's to go to school barefoot.
Yes.
And today, my generation, we never used to carry a water bottle kind of a thing or school bus kind of a thing.
Yes.
My children, they'll be having sports shoes, casual shoes and so many things.
Yes.
I mean, surplus economy.
And they carry water bottles also. Yes.
I mean, we don't value money that.
Okay. So this again we will say on the negative side. Negative side or positive
side? It
side?
will also affect like how the relationship means everything is coming easily. Generation has passed on. Like some things when it comes to easily, then they don't value things. We have seen in some rich families like what I feel is like everything which is given easily, when we get something very easy, we don't value it.
Yes, yes, correct. Correct.
So with respect to nature, there is a larger deforestation taking place, sir. And due to this, we can see in the effect with respect to rain, sir. From the past 3 years, there is no rain at all, sir. So farmers, everybody, we are struggling.
So
GDP
nature has become,
yes, definitely.
you know, 50 years ago, how the way nature was good, now we are seeing problems in natural balance and natural surroundings. All that global warming and these kind of things is happening because of no, that is happening in nature only. So nature is better earlier than it is today.
With respect to bondage, sir, between the neighbor society, I am speaking about the third point, the bonding is little bit less these days as we see in the last 3 decades or 4 decades.
Okay, good. So I'll make it a point here. Yeah, please, you want to say something? No, okay. So I'll say something, you know, see, whatever happens is during all this workshop is based on a dialogue. This is not a lecture. Okay. Discuss a few things. I will make a proposal in the sense that this is what I think, but what I think is not what you must think. Okay. I think something, you can think something else also. I mean, that is very fair. But what I think, I will share with you, and you can say whether you also think in a similar manner or you have some other points of view. So the point which I am making here is that in the last 50-70 years, some good things have happened around us in the field of physical facilities. Like in our childhood, we did not have laptops, we did not have mobile phones, we did not have internet. Most of us did not have cars in our childhood, in our families. How many people are here in this room? I am one of them. In our childhood, we did not have cars in our homes. Today we have cars. So how many people are there who did not have cars in their childhood, in their homes, but today we have cars? Okay, so this is good thing, we like it also. So these are some positive things which have happened around us in the last 50-70 days, 50-70 years. But the point I am making here is that there are two kinds of things that we have. I am trying to distinct this world into two parts. One is the physical part and one is the non-physical part, the feelings part. So physical part, there are certain developments which have happened which we enjoy. And we like also that those developments have happened. We have no complaint with those developments. Like if mobile phone is there or car is there, I mean, I do not want to say that no, you know, cars should be forbidden from this earth or mobile phones should be forbidden from this earth. No, I mean, it's okay. They have their own value, they have their own purpose, and they're good things to happen. But then there are certain things which are happening which we are not liking. Like which we are not liking, that we have to identify. You can actually see the slide also. Some slides are there. This will work. Okay, so what are the things? So this is what we are discussing. Okay, so this is 4 levels of our living. So self, family, nature. So what are the problems which we are facing at the level of self? So what we are saying here is that there are internal confusions, okay, which are not getting resolved. There is loneliness, there is directionlessness, right? I'll give you an example. Like in our interactions during all these things and earlier also, we have been meeting Rajiv Sangal Ji, of IIT BHU. And he shared with us that in his college, many students are getting, they have an annual intake of something like 1000 students. Now in IIT, a student is getting admission. Is it an achievement or not? Yes. It is an achievement. But they have drug and alcohol problem also in IIT. Okay. They have depression problem in IIT. I was shocked when I heard that how can you have a depression problem among students in IIT? I mean, IIT is a place for achievers. It is for, for brilliant students. So what he explained me was that what happens once you come to IIT, like initially you are very happy that lakhs of students have appeared and only a few thousand have been selected to IIT. But there are only approximately 1,000 students who get course of their choice and institute of their choice. Even in IITs also, somebody has got admission in IIT BHU. Now exams will be conducted. So in those 50 students also somebody will top and somebody will be at the. So in IIT also when you do the ranking in a class, I mean, only the top 5 will probably be feeling slightly okay or satisfied, but then after that you get a feeling of anxiety that, like I am not performing as well as I am. So, when do you actually think that your life is going on the right track? I mean, as an observer, we think that somebody has got admission to IIT, this is great, but then we realize that there also that greatness is not seen. At the feelings level, the student is still disturbed. So that loneliness, directionless, confusion, this is another big thing, confusion about right or wrong. How many of us are actually very clear about right or wrong? This is something which we will discuss when we go along, today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow. But the main crux of this workshop is to develop our ability to distinct between right and wrong. I mean, right now, I can make this statement that we are ourselves also confused what is right or what is wrong. Okay, so that ability we have to get at individual level. When that ability comes, then things will become better. Then increasing pressure to succeed, students to suicides, those things we are seeing. So this is at the level of self, some things which are not good. What is at the level of family? Breaking families. Another thing which we are seeing is who will keep old parents. Do we also see some problem like this here also? दिखता है सर? होता है? Yes or no? Yes, yes, okay. Okay, so old parents are there and they have more than one child. Like who will keep old parents because of that? Okay. So that relationship issues, they are sort of, we wish that things should be better, but then our wishing doesn't help. We do not know how to manage these things. So I am first stating the problem so that at least all of us identify that these are the problems which are existing, and then we'll proceed to the solutions also. Okay. Society, wars, terrorism, corruption, crime, exploitation, profiteering, these things are happening. Increasing or decreasing? Increasing. Okay. Nature, pollution, global warming, resource depletion, reducing water levels, these problems are happening or not? How many of you have heard about Cancer Express? Has anybody heard? You have heard. Please tell us, sir. Where is the mic? Yeah.
I think this is basically a train from somewhere in Punjab.
Yes.
Yeah. And
yes.
it holds a large number of cancer patients from one particular city to a different. This is a train actually.
Yes.
Which runs, and there are large number of cancer patients who are traveling from one place to another.
Yes.
So it has been symbolically called as cancer.
Correct. Correct.
That's what I know.
Anybody knows more than this? Pardon? ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ? Okay. So this is a train which goes from somewhere in Punjab, I do not know exactly where, but somewhere from Punjab to Bikaner in Rajasthan. Okay. Now what has happened in the last few decades, that in Punjab, which is a agriculture rich area for many centuries, in the last 30-40 years, because of the pesticides and because of the excess of chemical fertilizers that are being used there, the earth as well as the water has become, so to say, I don't know what is the right word, poisoned, let us say. It has become adversely affected. So the produce which is there, the vegetables, the fruits, the grains, I mean they are getting affected and we are eating that. That is one part of the problem. But the people, the farmers who are there, they are not only eating that, but they are living in that area. They are drinking the same water, they are breathing in the same air. So in the last 30-40 years, the number of cancer patients in that area has increased exponentially. And the treatment of cancer causes a lot of money. Now Rajasthan government has opened a government hospital in Bikaner where per day charges are 115 rupees for cancer treatment, which is very reasonable. So many cancer patients from Punjab take this train every day. The statistics show, the data shows that more than 100 people travel from Punjab by that train to Bikaner for treatment of cancer. Now this was not the case 30-40 years ago. Okay. So this is a problem which we have seen and faced now in the recent decades only. Okay. So once we identify these problems, then we can say that yes, I mean there is something that we need to do about it. So we have problems in these 4 levels: at the level of self, at the level of family, at the level of society, and at the level of nature. Okay, fine. So we'll leave it here, and now let us see that why these problems are there. Again, let me put it in a diagram shape, how this earth, what exists on this earth. So there are 4 orders on this earth. Order means all the things that exist on this earth, they can be divided into 4 categories. That is what I am proposing. That is what this whole philosophy, this whole universal human values course, this proposes, that everything that exists in this earth or in this existence can be divided into 4 categories. So I will propose it, you verify it with your experience and let us discuss whether it is right or wrong. So we say it, 4 orders in nature. हिंदी में बोलना हो तो कह सकते हैं धरती पर 4 अवस्थाएं. So this is a proposal which I am making on the basis of the Madhyasth Darshan or universal human values, that everything that exists on this earth can be divided into 4 categories. One is material order, Padarth Avastha, which is pure matter. Like this pen will belong to, this table will belong to, this building will belong to, okay, your chashma will belong to. All these are material order. Then the next is plants order, Pranavastha, where breathing starts. These things, they do not breathe. The pen does not breathe, Chashma does not breathe, building does not breathe. So the next thing is plants order, their breathing starts. इसको हिंदी में बोल रहे प्राण अवस्था. Okay. Then the third category is जीव अवस्था, animal order. So प्राण अवस्था का example क्या क्या होगा? You know, all the plants, trees, grass, all that will be pranavastha. And what will be the example of the animal order? All the animals, all the birds, all the fish. Okay, animal, birds, fish, they are the examples of animal order. And then what is the example of knowledge order? Human beings. So human beings belong to the Gyan Avastha. This we have written as Gyan Avastha. Please, please, please.
So animals also do have certain knowledge. Then why do animals not come into, one state?
Yeah. So let's ask a counter question. The knowledge which a human being can have and the knowledge which an animal can have, is it similar or is it different in scale? Exactly. So that is why that is why. Okay. Human being has the capacity to understand everything that exists in this existence. A human being, you can write it down if you want to. A human being has the capacity and desire to understand everything that exists in this existence. An animal neither has the capacity, okay? It does not have the capacity. Desire I do not know. So you will again ask a question, how can you say? So fine. So an animal does not have the capacity to understand this whole existence. How can we say that? We are sending satellites to explore the outer space. We teach our children solar system and all these things. Okay, we have mapped the whole world. Okay. Have we observed any animal species doing all these things? Okay, and animals interest is only in the surroundings in which he or she lives. Animal does not even have an idea about their population. Like human beings, we calculate what is the population of Belagavi, what is the population of Karnataka, what is the population of India, what is the population of the whole world. Have we seen have we observed or do we think that birds keep this kind of a track or animals keep this kind of a track, that how many lions are living in this whole world? Do animals keep this kind of track? Please, sir. Please.
Interests me quite a bit.
Yeah, please, sir.
No, and I keep comparing.
Yeah.
Life animals with life of human beings.
Yes, sir.
And many times I feel that animals and birds feel better than human beings.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of them agree. But their quality of life, they know what damage is. They don't do the damage.
Yeah.
Like humans.
Yes.
So that when you say that they cannot think, I slightly disagree. And when you say...
Then I am not saying they cannot think. I never...
We humans know everything.
No, I am not saying we know everything. We have capacity and desire to know everything. This is what I said.
But
we have not reached...
We really know animals and birds.
See, there are certain observations that we are making. Okay?
It's just
Right. Yeah, right. So what I am saying is that we see in human beings, we see that as a process of education, and all of us, we explore everything in the existence, right? If we find some animals also doing these things, we would be interested in knowing that. Okay, so it is by observation that we are saying that they are not doing this thing. So this is the distinction. So basically, if we see, now this is my question to you. Whatever we have seen since our birth till now, whatever we have studied, whatever we have read, whatever we have seen, does everything belong to these 4 categories, or is there something which is not included in this but exists? Nothing. Pardon? It will fall in these. Exactly. Okay. This is what I was trying to convey. So this is the whole existence. Life on earth, if we see, this is what it is. There are 4 orders in nature. These are the 4 different orders. Now let us see the relationship between them. For example, plant order to animal order, material order to plants order, and plants order to from here to here and from here to here. Are they complementing each other or are they disturbing each other? They are complementing each other. Okay? Like air is required by plants, earth is required by plants, water is required by plants, sunlight is required by plants. Okay, so all these 4 things which I have told you, they belong to the material order. They are available and plants flourish. Okay, and when plants die, what happens? They decay to the earth, and when they decay, the earth becomes enriched or earth becomes bad? Enriched. Okay, so this order, this avastha is working to enrich this, and this is working to enrich this. There is a mutual enrichment that we see in between these 2 stages, these 2 orders. Can we see that very clearly? Similarly, if we draw line from here to here and here to here, this also is enriching or not? So what we have seen so far, wanted to bring it to a conclusion, that there are 4 orders in nature. धरती पर 4 अवस्थाएं हैं. इन 4 अवस्थाओं में से पहली 3 अवस्थाएं परस्पर पूरक हैं. पूरक है मीन्स दे आर कॉम्प्लीमेंटिंग ईच अदर. दूसरे को जो चाहिए वो पहले वाली अवस्था उसको दे रही है. दिस इज बाय नेचुरल डिजाइन. Is it apparent and agreeable to everybody? Right? Now let's come to the knowledge order, to the human beings. Do we get everything that we need from the Padartha Avastha? Yes. Do we get everything that we need from here? Yes. Do we need everything that we need from here? Okay. What is our role in the reverse direction? What is our role in the, are we enriching the material order or making it poorer, making it bad? Okay. Here, I mean, we are teaching all our students nowadays that there has been so much of species loss for animals as well as for plants also. Who has done all that? We have done all that. We means not personally we, but collectively we as mankind, we are the root cause. Okay, so this is the question. First we identify the root cause of the problem. So on this earth, there are only these 4 things, 4 categories, 4 orders in nature. These 3 are by natural design working fine. For example, if there is an island where man is not there, then whatever is there will continue to flourish. Yes or no? Okay. But on this earth, man is there. Okay, so we are disturbed. We do not want to disturb, but we do not know why we are doing it or how it is happening, but we are disturbing. So there is some lack of understanding in us, because of which things are not going in the right direction. Okay, this is by way of this diagram we wanted to establish that if we want to resolve the problems, first we have to understand that why mistakes are happening from here. And then if we try to extend this diagram further, we can make a similar diagram here also, that here we can say that human being is living at individual level. Here we are saying that the human being is living at family level. Here we say that human being is living at society level. And then here we say man-made institutions. Man-made institutions means hospitals, police stations, income tax department, colleges, schools, railways, political systems, all these are what? Man-made institutions. So human being did not do right with these three things. So it would have been understood if at least we could say कि at least human beings अपने आप में तो ठीक तरह से जी लिए, चलो एनवायरनमेंट खराब कर दिया तो खराब कर दिया, कोई बात नहीं, फैमिली में तो ठीक रह लिए, सोसाइटी में तो ठीक रह लिए, कुछ इतना भी हो जाता तो भी हम थोड़ा कंसोलेशन ले लेते. लेकिन व्हाट हैपेंस इज दैट एट द लेवल ऑफ सेल्फ आल्सो, जैसे हमने देखा, देयर आल्सो थिंग्स आर नॉट गोइंग राइट, फैमिली इंटरेक्शंस आल्सो थिंग्स नीड टू इंप्रूव, society level also. So all these things, all this cross diagram if we make, the whole thing becomes very colorful. And all this color is created by whom? By whom? Human being. Okay. So main cause is, somewhere we are trying to say, we don't have to make things right. Things were already right. Here, what we are saying, knowledge order, somewhere lack of knowledge is there, some things we have not understood it right, because of which we are creating problems around us. We do not like the outcome when we see in the shape of those problems, but then we do not know what to do about that. So first conclusion that we have to say is that we have to understand the human being. Okay, we have not understood the human being, that is why these problems are coming. If human being becomes right, things will become right. So that is why this universal human values, human part, we have to understand. So we will immediately shift to that now. So we all live in families. If I ask you a simple question, that how will we identify whether some family is living right or not? For example, if I say, हिंदी में मैं बोलता हूँ खुशहाल परिवार, किस किस को समझ आता है खुशहाल परिवार? Happy family. Okay. If I say that all of us want our families to be happy, will it be a wrong statement? No. What is a happy family? Do we have a definition? No. So I will place two things on the board and then you tell me whether it sort of, it is sufficient to identify a happy family or not. Because all of you live in families, you will be able to judge it, that whether it is correct or not. So I am writing here 2 points to sort of say what a happy family would be. First is, we all need things in our families. We need money, we need house, we need clothes, we need money for education, mobiles, car. So, do we want to live with a feeling of scarcity or do we want to live with a feeling of abundance? Okay, we do not want to live with a feeling of scarcity. So, the first point covers that. आवश्यकता से अधिक होने का भाव. The feeling of having more than what my family needs. Second point, संबंधों में तृप्ति, which is fulfilling relationship. So now, please look at your families and verify that if the relationships in which we live in our families, brother, sister, husband, wife, generations, okay, parents, grandparents, children, relationships are fulfilling. There are no complaints with each other. And we have a feeling of abundance in the family. Then would it qualify as your family being happy family or not? Currently speaking, in our family, the problems are more because of the first point or of the second point. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. See, some of us will be having problems on the first side also, first point also. Yes, we are struggling to make ends meet. That is perfectly all right. But then there are some of us who feel that on the first point there is no problem. Okay, it is the second point where the problems are there. Basically, when we say this feeling of abundance, okay, that also we will cover it. You are rightly saying it will come under a discussion subsequently, or should we have it right now? Right now. Okay. Whatever will come, we will have it right now. So I will write 3 words here. आपको दिख रहा है? बाकी सबको दिख रहा है? The upper half. ये दिख रहा है? नहीं, ये, okay, so I will use up to, is it okay? Yes. Okay. So I will write 3 words here, Amir, Garib, Samriddh, rich, poor, prosperous. What is the difference between these 3 words? We have heard all these, all of us have heard these 3 words. Amir, Garib or Samriddh. Rich, poor and prosperous. What is the difference?
Poor will prosper to become rich.
Pardon?
Poor will prosper.
Poor will prosper.
Become rich, richer.
Okay. So from here we will come here and then from here we will go here. This is what we are saying.
But rich people want to be prosperous always.
So he wants to become this and he wants to become this. So once he comes here, he wants to become that. So what do we want to become? वस्तु की कमी का एहसास. ihsas. Okay? Lack of something and feeling of lacking. This is actual lacking and that is feeling of lacking. So what is a poor person? Poor person lacks things and feels that he is lacking something. What is a rich person? He does not lack, but he feels lacking. And what is a prosperous person? He neither lacks nor has feeling of lacking. Okay. So a rich person, when we look at him, we means not we, but when somebody looks at a rich person, the observer thinks that that person is rich. But that person still feels that I need to have more. Okay, if I need to have more means what I have is not enough. Okay, a prosperous person rightly identifies that what he needs, the family identifies that what their needs are, and they are able to, provide for more than that. So then when you live with that feeling, that is the feeling of living with prosperity. So does this distinction help? Is it clear? Rich, poor and prosperous. Rich person wants more physical things. Okay? A prosperous person knows that the physical things which I have for my family and the family also agrees, they are more than sufficient for our family. That identification, that acceptance, that feeling is what we are calling feeling of prosperity. So what we were saying is, so this first point in now that we know rich, poor and prosperous, this is first point is feeling of prosperity, smriddhi ka bhav. If you want to now write it, this is feeling of prosperity. So family should have a feeling of prosperity and family should have a fulfilling relations. I mean that is what we want our family to be. Okay. So now we come to a very interesting point now. Okay, for having a feeling of having more than what we need, आवश्यकता से अधिक होने के भाव तक पहुंचने से पहले we need to be very clear what our आवश्यकता is, what are our needs. So if I ask you, all of you, that please start narrating what the needs of a human being are. Okay? इसको मिटा दूं? I can erase this? नीड्स ऑफ ए ह्यूमन बीइंग, मानव की आवश्यकताएं. सो इफ आई स्टार्ट आस्किंग यू and you start telling me, and whatever you say, I will write on the. Will I need more boards or 2 boards will be enough? Pardon? 2 more needed. So how many think that if I erase this word, 2 boards will not be enough?
In half board we can finish up.
In half board I can, okay. So how many think that in half board no, I will not finish off. You will say your needs, okay. So you may say your needs in half a board, but somebody else may be saying 6 boards also. Correct. Okay. Each person? No, but then we will not be writing duplicate things. Okay, so you need food, everybody needs food. So this is only one times we will write food and everybody is. Okay. So yeah, so like we think that we have a lot of needs. So let's start writing it. Let's do an exercise. You please keep on saying it. I will write it here. We will see where we reach. करें ऐसा? बताइए. बताइए. और बताइए. Education. One second. Which power? The power of principle or electrical power? Which power? Anji? Administrative power. So senior position, should I say? Senior post. So education, senior post, somebody else said something? Gadgets. Money. Yes. Sleep. Natural resources. Yes, sir. Health. Very good. Yes, sir. Love. Yes. House हो गया. Respect. कार भी लिख दूं या ट्रांसपोर्ट? हाँ तो ट्रांसपोर्ट हो गया ना. देयर इज अ नीड टू गो फ्रॉम वन टू अदर. दैट इज द नीड. ओके. है एयर. सो द नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज आ गया ना. एयर, वाटर इज ornaments, jewelry. Jewelry, yes. हाँ जी. मनी आ गया दीदी. मनी कहीं पे नहीं आया? हाँ मनी आ गया. मनी आ गया. फैमिली. चिल्ड्रन. फ्रेंड्स. और बताइए. बेड तो वो हाउस आया ना तो फर्निश्ड है. ओके. हाउस है सोफा, बेड, चेयर, बाथरूम, एयर कंडीशनर, सब कुछ है हाउस में. पेट्स. Happiness, satisfaction, सैलरी मनी मनी है नहीं समझ नहीं आया मेरे को। हाँ ओके, लॉन्ग लाइफ ओके, सिक्योरिटी, एंटरटेनमेंट, बताइए किसके बिना अल्कोहल, नेबर्स ओके, सोसाइटी लिख देते हैं। स्पिरिचुअलिटी, हेल्थ हो गया ना, हेल्थ आ गया उसका। फॉरेन टूर ओके, वेकेशंस, एजुकेशन में आ गया, एजुकेशन में स्किल्स दे ही रहे हैं आप, एजुकेशन आ चुका है, एजुकेशन है, चिल्ड्रन के साथ क्या, जोर से बोलिए, जोर से।
2019
ओके, we'll discuss that later, अभी हम नीड्स की बात पूछ रहे हैं। हाँ, yes, but let it come also, we'll distinguish। So 6 boards also is not endless. It is not endless. 6 boards is 6 boards. That's okay. So anyway, what I am trying to say here is, see, we did this exercise. Do we have something more important to say, or should we proceed further? I mean, if there is some need that you have which is not captured here, please tell it. हाँ जी, relationship आ गया sir. Relationship. When we say family is relationship. See, what happens is, after we write 3-4 lines, things start repeating.
Sir, correction. Long life, long healthy life.
So health भी आ गया ना दीदी। हाँ, तो long healthy life को 2 पॉइंट में लिख लिया, हेल्थ लिख लिया और long life लिख लिया। हाँ जी, पीस आया, पीस नहीं आया, चलो पीस भी। ओके, आगे बढ़ते हैं। गैजेट्स आ गए ना, एजुकेशन में देंगे कि अलग से लिखना है, अलग से। ओके, लेट्स प्रोसीड फर्दर। क्या बताइए, गोल्ड मनी में आ गया। सी, हाँ जी, gadgets में, entertainment में, सब में. See, it starts repeating. Let me put it this way. I have done this workshop dozens of times, right? You know, at some times more than 100 people are sitting, 50 people are sitting. Every time when we start the workshop, there is a feeling in the audience that we will need many words to capture the needs of a human being. When we start writing, after writing 3 or 4 lines, it becomes immediately clear that we will not need many words. Right? You can keep on saying, I can keep on writing, maybe I will write 1 more line, 2 more lines, 3 more lines, you will run out of what you want to say. Okay? This is where we wanted to reach. Okay? I'll give you a little homework. Those of you who are sort of, thinking that, these are the things which we want to understand clearly, and then you want to see that how it is disconnected with present education. Please do a Google search today evening, and tomorrow morning, those who have done it, if they can present something here in a few minutes, in 10-15 minutes, what you found about Robbins' principle. In economics, anybody remembers, anybody has studied in economics Robbins' principle? Anybody remembers? No. Okay. So take it as a homework, do a Google search. See what Robbins' principle says. Exactly, right, sir. Right. Okay, what Robbins' principle, Robbins has been a world-renowned economist, and he has given a principle which is taught in school and college education. When I did this workshop for the first time, I was shocked because anyway, I had not studied Robbins' principle, but I have 2 daughters. Okay, one has completed college, one is in college. So at that time, the younger one was in 11th class. So I came home from the workshop and I told her that show me your economics book, and I asked her, do you know what Robbins' principle is? So she said, yes, we have recently studied what Robbins' principle is. So I said, what is Robbins' principle? What Robbins' principle is being taught in schools, in Indian schools, our children are studying, is human wants are unlimited and resources are limited. ओके आवश्यकताएं असीम है, साधन सीमित है. ये जो है मतलब इन्हीं शब्दों से पढ़ाया जाता है that our wants are unlimited, okay, and resources are limited. So the language of the Robbins' principle comes like everybody has limited amount of money, but then he needs much more than this, what this money can buy. So he has to prioritize that with this money he takes up something and sacrifices something, because he cannot buy everything with the money an individual has. So wants are unlimited and resources are limited. This is the essence of Robbins' principle. Now what we are seeing here, all of us are human beings, all of us have families, and with our experiences we tried to write what are our needs. How many items we could write? Can anybody count? How many are there? 30, 40, how many? No, count, exactly count, please. So is 34 unlimited? So even if we spend some more time on that, maybe you can make it 40, you can make it 50, you can make it 60. No harm in that. It will still be limit. It will not go to hundreds or thousands. I have done so many workshops, it has never crossed 50. It has never crossed 50. Okay. So I will come back to now the thing which we said earlier while we were making this chart, that for all the imbalance on this earth, human being is the culprit. Correct? Because human being has understood everything else on this universe, on this earth. Only thing human being has not understood is himself. We don't even know our needs. We think that we have infinite needs. We will need many boards to tabulate our needs, and when we start writing, we realize that we have only a few dozen needs. So where is this gap? In this lists, can we say the things which are physical in nature and which are not physical in nature? These are all the needs of the human being. Okay. Food, where will it come? Physical. Okay. So we will make two columns here. Physical needs and non-physical food is a physical. Clothes, house, education. Education is basically a non-physical need, but basically right now in prevailing social scenario, what we have done is, the purpose of education is to gather physical things. पैकेज ज़्यादा आ जाए, कपड़े ज़्यादा आ जाए, गाड़ी बड़ी आ जाए, घर बड़ा आ जाए, right? So the purpose of education has become physical. So to that extent it has become a little confusing now. Basically you are right. Education is basically a non-physical need. Okay, but while this is by essence it is a non-physical need, in prevailing circumstances it has shift. Next, senior post. Okay, so when we say senior post, the person who says or what, whomsoever, or you know, all those people from us who think that I need a senior post, we have to think in our own minds, why do I think I need a senior post? Do I want to do more, or I am attracted by the facilities which are coming in the senior post? So if you are attracted by the facilities which are coming in the senior post, then facilities are physical in nature. Then senior post will come here. And if you think that you want to serve the country, and if it means that for serving the country you have to move to many places, and then you know with the right feelings you want to discharge those responsibilities, then it will come in the non-physical need. Then it will come to self-actualization kind of thing. Yes, you know, like I want to fulfill my role in this society. Okay, so it is not me who will say where senior post will go. It is you will decide in your mind what do you think, why you need senior post. Right? So if you are attracted by the perks of the senior post, then write the senior post here. And if you are attracted by the responsibilities which come in the senior post, then it will come here. Next. Gadgets, physical, money, marriage. Marriage is a physical need or a non-physical need? Okay. But is there some part of marriage which is physical also? Okay. How much of our real life, in our real life, how much of our marital relationship is focused on the physical part of the relationship and how much is focused on the non-physical part of the relationship? Okay. It's more physical. Okay. So basically what is the purpose of marriage? It's a serious thing. See, what happens is, most of us got married. Most of us got married. And most of us will grow up and our children will get married, or maybe some of you already, some children have got married off. Now we celebrate marriage. Yes or no? Why do we celebrate marriage? What did and didn't celebrate? Parents celebrate. Okay. So why do parents celebrate their children's marriage? See what happens. Let me sort of give a proposal and see whether it makes sense to you or not, and then we will go for the tea break after 5 minutes. When a child is born, we spend at least nowadays at least 20 years in child's education. Right or wrong? And then the child starts working. Mostly nowadays everybody is working. And then when we feel that the child has settled, then we think of marriage. So 25, 30, somewhere in that age bracket. So if you see traditionally in the existential reality point of view, human beings are supposed to be in the knowledge order. Okay? समझदार होना जो है ये हमारा purpose है. If we achieve that stage, it's an everybody who becomes समझदार is an occasion for celebration. एक और समझदार आदमी आ गया. Is it to be celebrated or not? Yes or no? I mean, if we see from the existential reality point of view, I mean, in the society, in the family, the more samajhdar people we get, it's a occasion for celebration. Right? So if two samajhdar people, two wise people decide to get married, and getting married is a commitment or an indication that yes, next generation will also come. So it is an occasion for celebration that two wise people have come together. They will have a next generation, and then these two together will ensure that the next generation also becomes wise. This is the purpose of marriage. This is the purpose of celebration behind marriage. Okay. So right now, how many of our children or how many of us look at marriage like this? Nobody even told us that this is what marriage is. So the point which we have made so far during this exercise is that as human beings, we have two types of needs. One is physical needs, इसको हम बोलेंगे शरीर की आवश्यकता, and this is non-physical needs, ये किसकी आवश्यकता है? Okay. So now here also we have many words here. Somebody is saying man, somebody is saying mind, somebody is saying emotional. Okay, now are these the same things or different things? Okay, so we have to give a word here. Okay, yeah, intangible, we can say intangible needs, but we have to give a which part of me has this need. My body does not have this need, but which part of me, am I something more than the body? Okay, now soul. Okay, what is soul? Now soul is indriya gochar or gyan gochar? In soul we cannot see, nobody has seen the soul. Okay, so if we say 10 people or 100 people here write what a soul is, will the answer be same or different? Different. Okay, but is soul the same or different? Soul is same or different, we do not know. Okay, so we are giving a word here. We are saying, as a reality, I am composed of two entities. One is Sharir, one is Jeevan. In English we will say body and self. Okay, so I have some body needs and some self needs of the body and needs of the self. So we are making a proposal here that human being is equal to body plus, हिंदी में बोलेंगे शरीर प्लस many times have you heard or sometimes used the word, the life has become very mechanical nowadays. Right? Mechanical means what? Mechanical means machine. Machine means physical. So the life is focused on this part. This is what the mechanical life is. Okay, and that we feel incomplete because in ourselves we have this part also. No, values are here. As somebody said, human values is our need. Okay, so if we do not understand Jeevan, if we do not understand self, then our whole curriculum is filled up of this part. For example, does a child know how many bones are there in our body? A child in higher secondary. The child knows how many bones are there. How does he know? We teach him in education. Okay. Does he know how the eye works? How the bone joins? What protein does to my body? What fats do to my body? How to keep healthy? A child knows all these things. Why? Because we taught him in education, in school. So our education presently covers very well the body part of the human being. That is how the child knows all these things. We all know how many valves are there in our heart. If we have a stone in the kidney, how to get it rectified, which surgeon will do. We are very well aware, and the advancement has been made tremendously in the last few days, in the last few years as far as body is concerned. This part is left out. That is why we use this word, our life has become very mechanical. This is the mechanical part. A machine does not have a Jeevan. We have become like a machine and we do not like it. So this part has to be clearly known. No, we will be able to teach the child the Jeevan part if we are clear about it. For example, you can teach civil engineering to students because you know civil engineering. You can teach computers to students because you know computers. Similarly, if we want to talk to students about values, if we want to talk students about our complete design, and our complete design is not only body, but with body, this part is also there. This clarity has to be there in our minds. Now, how does this clarity come? One is it will come by attending these workshops. Second is you will make observations in life. Your life is your clarity. That everything that we need for the body, we can say in Hindi, saman. Yes or no? It is physical. So physical is, how many people understand saman? So a lot of those who do not understand, please understand from your neighbors. Saman is okay. Saman, fine, very good. Okay. And here there is one requirement which is respect. What do we call respect in Hindi? Samman. So our problem is to get samman from saman. This is status. Status is equal to trying to get samman from saman. This is equal to status. Okay. So now we have to introspect. How many times we give respect? Now, if I give you an exercise, let's forget if I give you an exercise. Please write names of 2 or 3 persons on your notebook for your own reference. I will not ask you what names you have written. Okay? I will not ask you. So it's a purely personal thing. Do not be scared. So write 2 or 3 names of persons whom you have known for a long time, whom you respect a lot. Okay? But with 2 conditions. One, they should not be your parents. Second, you should have personally known those people, like you should have interacted with them, like you should not be writing Mahatma Gandhi ji. Okay, because you have not lived with Mahatma Gandhi ji. So, you know, your friends, your neighbors, your teachers, your some cousins, your office colleagues, like that, write some 2 or 3 people whom you have known for a long time, at least for a few years. They should not be your parents and you should have personally known them. They should not be some... Take 2 minutes, think about it, write some names for your own reference. If you don't want to write full names, maybe your diary will be seen by your husband or wife, write some code on this. I have conducted enough workshops to know what people hesitate. Okay, so write some codes, but take 2 minutes and write. Pardon? Whatever you think respect is. You have certain notions of respect. Okay, so whatever you think, if respect includes love, you include love. If respect, in your opinion, does not include love, you do not include love. Go purely by your understanding of respect so far. Whom do you respect? That is the... How many of you selected somebody whom you respect because that person has a big car? Nobody? Nobody. How many of you selected a person whom you respect because that person is on a high post? How many of you wrote a name of a person because he wears good clothes? Nobody? So we are 100 people sitting here, okay? All 100 of you saying that when you respect a person, you do not respect him because that person wears good clothes. You respect a person and that person wears good clothes, that is possible. I mean, his wearing good clothes is incidental. His wearing good clothes is not the basis of you giving him respect. Right? So 100 people, all of us, faculty in colleges, we do not respect anybody because the person wears good clothes, but we think that people will respect us when we wear good clothes. Okay. All of us collectively do not do something because we think it's childish, it's meaningless. I mean, how can you give respect to a person just because he wears good clothes? But then we give importance to good clothes because we think we will get respect by that. We do not give respect to a person just because he has a big house. We respect the person and incidentally he may be having a big house also. That is possible. But our basis of respect is not that the person has a big house. Yes or no? Yes. Correct. But then we think that if we will have a big house, people will respect us. Is it not contradictory? Is it not contradictory? I do not give respect to the other person on some basis, but think that the other person will give me respect on that basis. So most of the time in current scenario, we are giving a lot of importance to roop, pad, dhan, bal. How will you translate it in English? Roop is appearance, beauty. Pad is post, position. Dhan is money. And bal is power. Okay. So in current social scenario, we are chasing these things. But when we deal with other people, we do not give respect to them on these bases. But somehow, for some strange reason, we think that we will get respect if we have these things. Is it not contradictory? Why it happens? Exactly. Indriya gochar and Gyan gochar.
People are more materialistic than emotional. That's why maybe.
People are more materialistic than?
Emotional.
People means people sitting outside this hall or people sitting in this hall? So people sitting in the
Human beings are more materialistic.
No, so we are human beings or not?
I think you need to say.
No, meaning we have to talk clearly.
I didn't target anyone. I'm just.
No, we are not targeting. We are trying to understand.
In general.
So in general, every time we conduct a workshop, people sitting in the hall are non-materialistic and society is materialistic. I mean, I don't know, due to some strange reason it always happens. Okay, so let me put it bluntly, all of us are confused. Values are in the self, values are not in body, This is something you can very clearly write. Values are not in the body. Values are in self only. So you give respect to somebody because of his good conduct, because of his or her nature. Okay. Not because of clothes, not because of car, not because of house. So it's getting 5:15. I think we will just wrap up what we said today. We started the discussion with we are all facing some problems. We think that we have achieved something, but still we feel that life has become mechanical. There are certain areas where we have no control, in society also, in workplaces also, at our families' homes also we have challenges. Then we started that why we have challenges. We looked at the 4 orders in nature and we identified the culprit. Who is the culprit? Human being is the culprit, and all of us are human beings. So then we have to identify what is that we have not understood. So what we tried is we looked at the needs of human beings, we categorized them in 2 parts. So what we now, after 3 or 4 hours, we have established one thing, that human being is body plus self. We know the body, we do not know the self.